On August 1st, a massive update for Corepunk will be released, introducing a whole range of new features. Among them, you will find not only new mechanics, but also fully new content activities that were not present in the game before. These upcoming updates can truly be called the biggest and most impactful on the gameplay since the project inception. Naturally, it's the perfect time to discuss what exactly the developers have prepared for us.
In the beginning, let's briefly discuss some general gameplay changes that you might notice less often, but which are very important because they improve the overall quality of life in the game. First and foremost, now selling items to traders can be done not only for gold, but also through a barter system. This means that if you need to exchange, for example, 200 ancient coins for a recipe, you can skip the intermediate step and directly trade the coins for the recipe. Similarly, this system will apply to all other NPC trades in cities. Secondly, the developers will add live elements to all existing characters. Previously, most of them just stood still like mannequins in cities and engaged in dialogues, or at best, move chaotically across golden fields while killing rats. Now, all friendly non-player characters will have movement models, meaning they will walk along specific looping paths on the map, making the game world feel more alive. Next up, Artificial Core has revamped its surface effects in the game. In particular, this affects the ground. Now it looks more dynamic and deep, enhancing its visual expressiveness. As a bonus, the development team has also revised how your menu works, which used to unfold when clicking on the gear icon in the lower right corner of the screen. Now it unfolds upwards in a square format instead of to the side, making it more user-friendly and allow for more menu keys for developers. Regarding in-game events, as you know, currently in Corepunk there are seasonal quests available for Prison Island that allow you to earn unique cosmetic skins for your transport and complete 7 unique quest chains. With the update coming, all these quests will be refreshed and will function correctly. What exactly developers have planned is hard to say, since you can already complete them without much trouble. So we just have to wait for the update's release.
In addition to this, the game team has disabled the quests for the Alpha Undead Wolf, which had been available recently, and where players encountered widespread issue with the legendary Pearl.
Furthermore, the drop rate of rusty relics in the Troll Rusty quest chain has been increased and now stands at 100%, up from the previous 70%. The final update concerns the economic aspect. As early as last week, Artificial Core announced that players would be able to freely buy and sell items for upgrading 3rd-tier gear, as well as recipe for artifacts with a single attribute. However, for some reason, only the transfer of recipes was implemented. Now, with the upcoming update, you will also be able to transfer upgrade sets. This can be exchanged directly with other players or sold at auction house, similar to items from previous tiers.
All summer long, drops giveaways have been ongoing on Twitch in the Corepunk category.
If anyone doesn't know, Drops is a form of player support where by watching any content creators from a specific category, you receive rewards for your viewing time that can be activated in the game. Over the past few months, there have been 2 Drops events in Corepunk. In the first, players could receive a purple helmet with the letter T, referencing the Twitch platform, as well as a hoverboard with a similar color scheme and a mechanical spider. With the arrival of a second Drops event, users rediscovered the opportunity to earn exactly the same rewards, but with a small difference. Now all of them were in green. Now this chapter has also come to an end. Since July 26th, the 3rd and so far final announced Twitch giveaway has begun. During this event, players can earn the same rewards but now in pink. It will end on August 10th. So there isn't much time left. Keep in mind that to receive the helmet, you need to watch a total of 2 hours of streams. To get the hoverboard, you will need a full 6 hours. And for the spider, an impressive 10 hours of viewing are required.
Now about the most important aspect for the active part of the audience, but quite boring for the external observers, the numbers.
The thing is, with the introduction of the PvP arena, players gained the opportunity to participate in battles against each other on a regular basis. And it quickly became clear that the classes represented in the game are very unbalanced. As a result, only 2 class combinations were truly viable in the ladder, while all others were not competitive enough to be played effectively. In the upcoming update, the developers decided to try to partially fix this situation by making, to put it mildly, radical change to how these classes work. Let's dive into the details. Firstly, the Destroyer. Hamstring Cut. The duration of a slow has been increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Circle Strike. The bonus damage dealt to enemies hit at the edge of the area has been increased from 40% to 50%. War Cry. Using this ability now resets your auto-attack cooldown. Prussian Leap. This ability now deals 0.5% bonus damage for every 1% of a target's missing maximum health. Secondly, Ranger. Every range scaling based on missing health was reduced. Now deals 4% to 1% of missing health per 100 spell power. Acidic Barrage damage was reduced from 1% maximum health plus 1% for every 125 spell power to 0.5% max HP plus 0.5% damage for every 200, 175, 150 spell power. The ability remains kept against monsters. 400 magic damage, 800 magic damage if poisoned, but now additionally scales with plus 15 damage for every 70 spell power exceeding the cap. Cloud no longer applies silence to enemies unless a level 3 talent is unlocked. Legionary. Resilient Vigor. Attack power bonus from armor and resistances reduced from 40% to 5%. Shaman. Chain Lightning. Talent revoked. Talents Chain Lightning and Recursive Change have been merged. Now, Lightning Strike can hit the same target multiple times as a part of level 3 talent bonus. But with each subsequent hit on the same target, damage will be reduced by 50%. The damage reduction scaling has been adjusted. Lightning Strike still strikes up to 4 targets, but the damage reduction on each subsequent unique target has been reduced from 50% to 40%, picking 0 damage reduction at level 3 talent. Molten Comet. Talent has been changed. Harnessing the raw power of a storm, the shaman transcends lightning itself. Upon reaching 5 stacks of Elemental Mastery, Lightning Strike is replaced with Molten Comet, a high-impact single-target spell that unleashes a blazing meteor from the shaman's own hands, dealing 220 plus 120% spell power magic damage. Assassin's Edge damage scaling reduced from 110% to 100% of attack power. Cooldown reduced from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. Micro cooldown between stack uses reduced from 2 seconds to 0.4 seconds. In addition to the class rebalancing, which we encounter quite often, though not on such a large scale, the developers decided to introduce a whole new set of transportation options into the game. We've actually been waiting for this for quite some time, and it was expected to arrive earlier. Currently, the game features pigs, tractors, bees, and hyenas. Earlier this year, developers showcased riding animals in the llamas category, but for some reason they were not added in the end. So the most anticipated type of transport remains on the list of upcoming features. Regarding how to obtain them, all these types of transport will be available for in-game gold. However, if you need to acquire a unique appearance for them, you will need to purchase it with the in-game store currency, which is quite fair. But the developers didn't stop there. Now, all vehicles in-game have received unique effects depending on their type and also gain a common property. All riding animals except hoverboards and motorbikes trample small creatures. 2 weeks ago, players noticed that we gained the ability to crush chickens, which significantly simplified obtaining eggs for cooking. Additionally, each type of transport has received extra bonuses. For example, mechanical spiders now destroy destructible objects upon collision, such as barrels, broken doors, or containers. Hoverboards and motorbikes can now move across water. However, while flying over it, they lose 15% of their movement speed. Furthermore, the developers revised the approach to overall speed metrics. Mechanical spiders now move 5% slower, while motorcycles receive a 5% speed bonus. In addition to this, the dismount thresholds have been adjusted depending on the type of mount. On a hoverboard and bike, the hero needs to deal 2% of his maximum health to dismount. For hyenas, pigs, tractors and bees, 6%, but for spiders, 10%.
Moving on, the next point is the expansion of the number of arenas in Corepunk.
I will make a small aside and note that in its time, just like many other players, I played New World, and the release of an arena there becomes something incredibly significant for the community. However, it took almost a year to wait for the update of the only map in the game. Surprisingly, Artificial Core's performance is much better than Amazon Games. So, in just 2 weeks, the pool of 3 arena maps was expanded to 5. Yes, you heard that right. With the upcoming update, we will get 2 additional maps for the arena. The first map is the Cemetery. The Cemetery is a dark, gloomy location featuring numerous fences, both destroyed and intact monuments, as well as mausoleums. The entire map essentially consists of many narrow passages and various hiding spots, making combat heavily dependent on your positioning. The second map is the Factory. The factory is a large industrial area, with a variety of platforms that add verticality to the environment. For this reason, players will need to rely heavily on their mobility. The map is quite open, although it contains containers and even large vehicles that can be used for cover. Therefore, skills related to area control and long-range attacks will work quite effectively here. As you understand, both arenas are now included in the pool of random maps that you can encounter when registering for this activity.
Now about the new mechanics that were not present in the game before.
The upcoming update will finally introduce talent points for your class specialization. Previously, we could simply earn 26 mastery talents as we leveled up our characters and used catalysts. However, now with 30 weapons, you can claim 2 additional talent points. It's important to understand that before implementing this system, the developers conducted an additional talent rebalancing in the game, which means some nodes have become weaker, while others are stronger. This is because now you can invest 3 talent points into a single node, if you are lucky. In practice, this means the following. 1 talent point corresponds to the first level, or in other words, the basic level. The basic level features slightly weakened talents compared to the previous versions. 2 talent points correspond to the second level, or the main level. The main level includes talents that are equal in strength to those in the previous versions or slightly surpass them. 3 talent points correspond to the third level, or the expanded level. The expanded level includes talents with powerful effects that significantly improve your characteristics compared to the previous versions. Let's consider how talents work using the example the Shaman's extended totem talent. Initially, it increases duration by 5 seconds, but in the updated version, it will have duration of 4, 5 and 7 seconds respectively, depending on how many talents are invested in it. Additionally, by upgrading this talent to the 3rd tier, you will unlock additional bonuses. The Fire Totem will deal 5% more damage to enemies after each attack it performs. The Water Totem will increase healing per tick by 0.5%, up to a maximum of 10%. The Earth Totem will boost the Shaman's attack power by 0.2% per second, with a maximum of 10%. Similarly, all of the talents in the game will be strengthened, greatly expanding build options for classes in the game. But that's not all. The developers are not stopping there. Some classes in the game use multiple types of weapons simultaneously. Most often, this applies to Destroyers, who use a slow sword for skills and a fast one for melee attacks. In future updates, not this one, the developers will introduce a system that allows you to quickly switch weapons and use them in conjunction with talents specifically chosen for each weapon. This will enable instant weapon swapping during gameplay, making your build customization even more flexible. The next feature is also a new addition the developers plan to implement. Without any announcement or warning, without any information that they are working on it, Artificial Core decided to introduce a group search system, also known as LFG, Looking for Group. The interface is currently minimal and not automated, but you will be able to create a window for finding teammates from anywhere in the world. The window currently allows you only to set a name of your group, where you can specify what activities you plan to do or what kind of players you're looking for. Additionally, you can set gear level restrictions to filter out applicants who don't meet your requirements. When submitting an application, group leaders will see the character's name, class, item level, and passive talent branches they are using. This way you can assess whether someone is suitable for your activities even before inviting them into your group. It's important to know that this tool currently has basic functionality and it's likely to be significantly expanded in the near future. On the other hand, its current presence already greatly simplifies life for Corepunk players. And finally, the most exciting news we've all been waiting for. The game is starting to receive casual content without full loot systems suitable for all types of players. This new feature is represented by battlefields, which notably the developers didn't guarantee would be added this summer. In their news update 3 weeks ago, they mentioned that they would like to integrate them but weren't sure if it would happen. Apparently it did, and now we can look forward to 2 battlefields, and we will be able to visit. The first battlefield being integrated into the game is called Quadari Sector. Quadari Sector offers 2 teams the opportunity to participate in a control points capture battle. On the map there are 3 points that can be discovered. Holding these points allows the controlling team to earn points. The team that first reaches the required number of points wins. The second battlefield being added is called Bloomfall. Bloomfall involves 2 teams fighting to capture an enemy sphere. After capturing it, they need to deliver it back to their base. The first team to capture 3 spheres becomes the winner. As some of you may know, initially Artificial Core announced that they were creating a map with flag capture design for 8-player teams, and a map with points of interest capture designed for 12 players. However, it seems at some points plans were adjusted. Now, both formats offers better for 6-player teams, which in turn prevents full groups from registering for both simultaneously. Nevertheless, these battlefields will feature an automatic matchmaking system, so players will be able to join from anywhere in the open world, similar to arenas or Prison Island. Additionally, the developers have announced that battlefields will also have a leaderboard system. With the introduction, a pre-season will begin and last several weeks. Once players are calibrated according to their skill levels, the first ranked season for battlefields will commence. Both maps will share a unified ranking table. As for rewards for participating in this content, no details have been provided yet, so we will have to wait for its full release. As you can see, the next update will bring a record number of important mechanics and content elements to Corepunk. Interestingly, for the first time in the project's history, these updates will be aimed at a casual audience. This is undoubtedly a positive step in the right direction that cannot be ignored. The pace at which Artificial Core is releasing new activities is impressive, and it seems they have no plans to stop. So, by the time of the release, which I remind you is scheduled for the end of the year, they will likely have integrated everything they planned.
That's all for my video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a like and share your impressions in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates me to produce new content faster and helps you to stay updated with notifications about new releases. Thank you in advance for your activity and see you very soon. Bye!